Top 10 Breakthrough Technologies of 2020. Massachusetts Institute of Technology is no stranger to technology. It's one of the world's most productive and forward-facing tech research organizations. Scientists at MIT recently published their top 10 technological breakthroughs for 2020 list, which covers various tech-related industries and the most promising developments that everyone should be following in the coming year and beyond. Let's get started with number 1. Unhackable Internet. To send unhackable messages, improve the accuracy of GPS, and allow cloud-based quantum computing, a quantum internet could be used. For more than 20 years, due to the difficulties of transmitting quantum signals over broad distances without loss, hopes of constructing such a quantum network have remained largely out of reach. Now, with a prototype quantum node that can catch, store, and entangle bits of quantum information, Harvard and MIT researchers have found a way to correct signal loss. Research is the missing link to the functional quantum internet and a big step forward to the creation of quantum long-distance networks. This demonstration is a conceptual breakthrough that could extend the longest possible range of quantum networks and potentially enable many new applications in a manner that is impossible with any existing technologies, said Mikhail Lukin, the George Vassmer Leverand Professor of Physics and a co-director of Harvard Quantum Initiative. This is the realization of a goal that has been pursued by our quantum science and engineering community for more than 2 decades. Number 2. HyperPersonalized Medicine. Medical and technological advances mean that individual programs of medicine can be developed more quickly and at a lower cost. And that's what hyper-personalized medicine is all about. For example, Control IQ. Control IQ is a new technology that will enable people with diabetes to adjust their care and change their levels of insulin automatically. Control algorithm IQs automatically changes insulin in reaction to expected glucose levels via an advanced hybrid closed-loop method. The aim is to ease the pressure on patients and caregivers by means of a device that can better replicate what a healthy pancreas does. Another example, Nourished. 3D printed customized vitamins are made by Nourished. Their multivitamin gummies are uniquely tailored to the needs of a person and come in a visually striking stack, striped with colored bands. According to unique specifications, each band contains a different nutrient and a single multivitamin may have up to 7 ingredients. Number 3. Digital money. The emergence of digital currency would threaten people's ability to trade in private. Not cryptocurrencies, but digital versions of national currencies like the Chinese renminbi. It may challenge America's supremacy over the global financial system. Facebook unveiled a global digital currency called Libra last June. The concept caused a backlash that could never be released by Libra, at least not in the way it was originally envisioned. But there is still a difference. Only days after the announcement of Facebook, a People's Bank of China official indicated that it would accelerate the creation of its own digital currency in response. China is now poised to become the first major economy to issue a digital version of its currency intended as a physical cash substitute. Number 4. Anti-aging drugs. Human research has started with the first wave of a new class of anti-aging medications. These medicines won't make you live longer, but through slowing or reversing a basic aging mechanism, they help to treat specific ailments. They function by killing those cells that accumulate as we age. The drugs are called senolytics. They can create low-level inflammation known as senescent cells, which suppresses normal cell repair mechanisms and produces a toxic environment for neighboring cells. Senolytics are now in human studies, along with a range of other promising methods targeting the biological processes that lie at the root of aging and various diseases. The tests reflect the expanding efforts of researchers to learn if the many diseases associated with getting older can be hacked to postpone their onset, such as heart diseases, arthritis, cancer, and dementia. Number 5. All discovered molecules. Mind-boggling in size is the universe of molecules that could be converted into potentially life-saving drugs. Researchers estimate the number at about 1060. That's more than all the solar system's atoms, providing nearly infinite chemical possibilities if the worthwhile ones could only be sought by chemists. Machine learning tools will now analyze vast databases of known molecules and their properties, using the data to build new possibilities. This could make finding new drug candidates quicker and cheaper. The researchers identified some 30,000 novel molecules with desirable properties using techniques such as deep learning and generative models, similar to those that enabled a machine to beat the world champion in the ancient game of Go. To synthesize and test, they picked 6. In animal studies, 1 was especially involved and proved promising. Number 6. Satellite mega constellations. Satellites that can connect to internet terminals over a broadband link. They will deliver the internet to any nearby computer as long as these terminals have a clear view of the sky. This decade, SpaceX alone aims to send into orbit more than 4.5 times more satellites than humans have ever launched since Sputnik. Such mega constellations are feasible because we have learned how to build and launch smaller satellites more cheaply. During the space shuttle age, it costs about $24,800 per pound to launch a satellite into space. It costs almost $200 million to launch a small communications satellite that weighed 4 tons. The SpaceX Starlink satellite today weighs approximately 500 pounds or 227 kilograms. Reusable architecture and cheaper development mean that we can strap thousands of them onto rockets to reduce the cost significantly. Today's launch of a SpaceX Falcon 9 costs around $1,240 per pound. Number 7. Quantum supremacy. In a way entirely different from the ones we are all used to, quantum computers store and process data. They may, in principle, answer those kinds of problems that might take centuries to solve, including the most efficient classical supercomputer imaginable, such as cracking today's cryptographic codes or simulating the precise actions of molecules to help discover new drugs and materials. For several years, quantum computers have been running, but it is only under such conditions that they outperform classical computers, and Google declared the first such demonstration of quantum supremacy in October. A machine with 53 qubits, the basic unit of quantum computation, made a measurement in just over 3 minutes that would have taken the world's largest by Google's reckoning. IBM doubted the argument of Google, saying that at best the speedup would be 1,000-fold. Even so, it was a milestone, and each additional qubit would make the machine twice as fast. Machines that will crack today's cryptography will require millions of qubits. It will probably take decades to get there, but one that can model molecules should be easier to build. Number 8. Tiny owl. The most common kind of algorithmic problem is green computing, which basically involves systems that directly manage temperature, energy, and power as an important computational resource. Green technologies are known to have unique non-energy related properties that can easily trump previous technologies. OWL has had many breakthroughs over the last couple of years, such as deep learning. This breakthrough has the ability to power a number of OWL systems that could deliver with high accuracies. With the help of deep learning, algorithms have the ability to scan a medical image, identify a tumor, or to translate literature from hundreds of languages, or even to navigate vehicles through complex traffic patterns. Number 9. Differential privacy. It is possible to quantify privacy. Better still, we can rank strategies that protect privacy and tell which one is more effective. Better still, even against hackers who have auxiliary knowledge, we can design policies that are robust. And as if that wasn't good enough, all of these things we can do at the same time. Such solutions and more exist in a philosophy of probabilism called differential privacy. But there are tricks to de-anonymize individuals, especially if the census data is combined with other public statistics. So in the results, the Census Bureau injects inaccuracies or noise. It could make some individuals younger and others older, or mark some white individuals as black and vice versa, while keeping the totals the same for each age or ethnic group. The more noise you inject, the harder it becomes to be de-anonymized. Number 10. Climate change attribution. Scientists were hesitant earlier this decade to relate any single occurrence to climate change, but in the last few years, many more extreme weather attribution studies have been performed, and increasingly evolving instruments and methods have made them more accurate and compelling. A mixture of innovations has made this possible. For one thing, the expanding record of extensive satellites can build higher resolution simulations and perform even more virtual experiments. These and other developments have made it possible for scientists to claim with rising statistical certainty that, indeed, global warming also fuels more dangerous weather events. The studies tell us what kinds of threats we need to embrace for, including how much flooding to expect and how extreme heat waves can get as global warming gets worse. By untangling the position of climate change from other variables, they will help us to understand how to rebuild our cities and infrastructure for a climate-changed world if we choose to listen.